Hi, alright, so this is the video blog for our week 7 reading, which is the Luther Blissett Birth of a Folk Hero. And we had some questions I was supposed to answer with this reading, and the first one is, who is Luther Blissett? Luther Blissett is basically a type of veil, I want to say that, various amounts of different artists hide under to conduct different social experiments and manipulations of the media and such. It's sort of just a general. It's not a person. It's a specific name, but with lots of other different culprits underneath it. Let's see, second question. What does the life of Luther Blissett questioner ask us to consider? Well, since there was mainly just a bunch of urban experiments, fabricated artists, and media experiments conducted under the name, they basically ask us to consider different, or basically question different aspects of life. I think the whole Luther Blissett movement was to, the main goal of it was to get people to think more abstractly and look at different situations in a different way. And let's see here. Third question, how have people like Luther Blissett passed their time, or are they still relevant today? And can you name some examples? Definitely still relevant today. The different hoaxes that they pulled on the media back in the 90s, as well as just all the different actions that were done underneath that name are still, they were very controversial back, 10 years ago, and they still are today. As far as an example, there was, let's see here, the female chimpanzee named Luda, who was thought to be formerly a victim of sadistic experiments in a pharmaceutical lab, became a talented artist, which was supposed to exhibit her paintings at the upcoming Venice Biennale. And some newspapers enthusiastically announced the event, but Luda didn't actually exist. And as well, in 1999, a Serbian artist, Darko Maver, died in prison during a NATO bombing, and pictures of the body appeared on the web and on various art magazines. Only the Darko person didn't actually exist. Well, that wasn't actually the person. He was actually a Sicilian man under the name of Luther Blissett as well. So, I mean, those are still very controversial events that happened. I definitely think they're still relevant today. The fourth question, why did Luther Blissett play pranks on the media, and what does the media do or not do that would provoke these artists to come up with these pranks? I think the reason why these pranks were pulled were to sort of play with the fact that humans in general are very susceptible, and they're very easily manipulated, very easily persuaded. And the media has the ultimate power to control all these things very, very directly. And so the Luther Blissett movement kind of intervened in that and took it different directions as far as being, very controversial and opening people's eyes to different areas that the media normally shied away from. But they did it through that direct media line, which gave them easier access to persuade people and that sort of thing. Fifth question, why do you think even Franco, as well as the other artists involved in the Luther Blissett project, did not reveal to the public that there was no Luther Blissett and that he was just a made-up person? I think the reason why they did this was because that was a mass move. The Luther Blissett movement was a mass movement of a bunch of artists all aimed or underneath the same goal. They were all working towards the same sort of goal, all had the same kind of type of aspirations, all doing, similar, different things, but similar type of things as far as doing kind of social experiments through the media and things of that sort. And give your question 6. Give your take on the Cary Grant quote. Do you agree or disagree? And explain. The Cary Grant quote is it better to leave a minute earlier, leaving people wanting more, rather than to leave a minute too late when people are getting bored? I agree with that, and I think if you leave a minute earlier before people do get bored, it leaves them wanting more, and you leave a bigger impression with them. Because if you do, kind of overstay your stay, I guess you could say, then people are just kind of, they are bored with you, and they're not gonna, you're not gonna have that lasting impression on them if you would have left a minute early, I guess you could say. So that concludes the video blog for week 7.